That is awesome, dude. Look how red he is. That's real animal style right there.
Look at that.
That is a day maker, baby. Oh, look at that.
Real Animals, presented by Contender Boats.
This week, my Real Animals adventure takes me back to one of my favorite places, Capt, Florida. We're at South Seas Island Resort again. My good friend Captain Ozzie Fisher, who always seems to be on the fish. Hey gang, today I'm back at beautiful South Seas Island Resort, Captiva, Florida. No more beautiful place on the planet to go fishing. My good friend, Captain Ozzie Fisher, we're gonna go do some fishing. What's the plan, my friend?
Plan today is throw some artificial lures for some red snook and trout, and maybe a little bit of bait fishing. See if maybe we can't get a big snook.
You and I both would rather throw artificials than anything.
Any day of the week.
Nice to have the bait in case we need it, but should be a great day.
I think it will be.
Looking forward to it. You know, there's so many great destinations on the west coast of Florida to go and do some incredible fishing, but it's hard to beat South Seas Island Resort for the inshore, the offshore, the tarpon fishing. It's an incredible destination. It's the opportunity to play golf right there on the Gulf of Mexico, the white sand beaches, and then again, world-class fishing for almost all of the species that we have here in Florida is absolutely incredible. Leaving the marina this morning, we had a super low tide. Ozzie, as usual, had a game plan put together. Didn't quite work out, which is one of the really nice things about fishing with a great guide like Captain Ozzie. When plan A doesn't work, there's always a plan B, and sometimes when you get those guys in that mode where they start to shift gears, really cool things happen. What's the plan here, Oz?
Plan is we're going to start off today fishing this edge, let this tide kind of get moving. We're going to fish a little bit of some live bait, some shiners. And as soon as this tide starts coming in, then we're going to start throwing some artificials, the slow water.
You know what? Every time we come here, it amazes me. There's so much water here that South Seas is like positioned perfectly because we never seem to make a very long run before we got a line in the water.
Yeah, we ran 2 miles. But you know, it's also, as much as you and I have filmed together, how many different spots we've been able to fish and film.
Yeah.
And we have such a diverse fishery here that allows us to do that.
You know, one of the things that is kind of a West Central Florida staple is chumming with live bait. You know, you throw those baits out on a shoreline and kind of gets everything fired up. We've done a lot of it here in Central Florida in the shows we filmed here, and it always seems to work really well. It's a great indicator of how many fish are there, gets them in the mood to eat, kind of sets the tone for that spot. You can kind of tell how things are going to go based on the reaction to that chum when those baits hit the water.
There's a fish.
Ozzie's tight.
I think I got a redfish.
That wouldn't be a bad thing. A little morning redfish action. South Seas.
I got a nice redfish.
You do have a nice redfish. Are you starting some kind of payback for the last time we fished together?
Yes, this is payback.
Is that the theme here?
Last time all I did was watch Mike catch redfish. I lost a couple. I just told Mike Anderson what a great fisherman he is.
Building up my ego?
Yeah. Love the bull babe.
That bull bay blank is something else, isn't it?
Mike. It's unbelievable.
Power, sensitivity, combination's incredible. Nice fish, Oz.
Nice fish.
That's how you open the morning.
Nice redfish. Start
Really
the morning.
Nice red dog right there, buddy. Nice
Oh,
fish.
fat chunker there.
Yeah, he is. Look at the shoulders, huh? They've been eating good with all the bait staying around
Yeah,
in this warm winter, huh? Comfortable. There we go.
Nice redfish.
Really nice. That's how you open the morning right there. That's South Seas Island Resort. Oh boy.
Another new point. We have never taken you here for this spot.
No, another new spot. Always a new spot with Ozzie, which is really incredible because we've filmed together many
I think
times.
this is like 11th or 12th show.
Many times we've filmed together. And there's a reason that I always come back to fish with the Oz man. Always. One of the best in the business. One of the greatest places on
And
earth
Mike's
to come
okay
and
too.
stay. Yeah, I'm not.
He's all right.
Nice fish, brother. Really nice fish.
Thanks, my friend.
Pretty. You know, we're fishing this in the winter time, and even Ozzie, who's been fishing here his whole life, real surprised to kind of see this sized redfish in this area this time of year. We've had an abnormally warm winter, really 2 winters in a row now, and it's changed it up a little bit. The fish don't have to transition quite as much. Water temps are staying much warmer than normal. There's a lot of bait on the flats. The pinfish and all that are where the redfish want them to be. And it's made for some great fishing. A little weird, not our normal, but we knew we could be in for a special bite.
Yeah, it's perfect slot fish. And nice tournament size fish right there.
Real Animals is brought to you by Quantum Fishing Reels. Outsmart, outfish, outlast. Ray Marine, simply superior. Mirror Lure, turn on the bite. Ingle, high performance coolers.
You know, one of the cool things about West Central Florida, South Seas Island Resort, Capt, that whole area down there, Charlotte Harbor, Pine Island Sound, is a lot of times you'll catch redfish, snook, and trout in the same spot. So as we're seeing all these snook blow up on the top, Ozzy's first fish is a really nice redfish. We were starting to get pretty excited about what we could see next. Better get him quick.
Redfish.
What is it?
Yeah, I got a redfish on.
Nice, that a boy.
No, it looks a big snook. Nice snook.
Is it a snook?
Yeah, nice one. That was a red. Oh, big snook, Mike.
All right, buddy. I'm not even gonna bait up then. Let's take a look at this one.
It's a good one.
That a boy. Ozzy's on fire. I told you I had a feeling today was your day, kid. That drag scream is pretty stuff.
Nice 10-pound snook. We're not. Oh,
Came one butt.
chewed through the leader.
Oh. So with Ozzy being one of the best on the west coast of Florida, it's not a big surprise that he'd have the hot hand early, especially on the big snook. I think some of these fish are Ozzy's pets. And Ozzy pitches in 2 casts in a row, hooks a monster snook, can't even turn it, gets broke off. Really, really big fish, super exciting stuff. Dude,
Big snook. Got another one. A nice fish, not big, nothing like those other ones. It's a good fish.
Ozzy.
That's a good fish.
You know, the unique part is when we see this fish, and hopefully we'll see it, I cannot believe how aggressive they are on pilchards, on whitebait in February.
With a north wind.
With it, right, with a north wind.
On a full moon. That just shows you we know nothing.
Yeah, we know little, right?
Oh, they won't bite. They won't be good.
Nice fish for any angler, but because Ozzy has been fishing here since he was a little kid, his dad was one of the great legendary guides out of South Seas Resort before Ozzy started in there. And that's why this is just a good snook, not a phenomenal snook. It's a great fish, bro. There's nothing wrong.
You used to always ask in your show if you could fish for one fish only.
Yeah?
I always said, it's snook for me. Never gets old for me.
Yeah, I get it. It shouldn't get old for
nice
you.
snook, 28, 29-inch fish.
Yeah, it's a nice fish, buddy. Really nice fish. I know your feelings are still a little hurt by those other 2, but your feelings will grow back.
Here, bring it here. Bring my
I'm
pliers.
gonna need the pliers.
There's a nice snook.
Yeah, always support their belly.
30-inch
Look at that
fish.
bad boy. Yeah, that's a nice fish. Nice fish. That shows you how many fish are in here.
Oh yeah.
Big fish.
I mean, this is a nice snook, but a couple of the others we had on made this look small.
Yeah, well.
That's a 30, 31-inch
And
snook.
this is a good fish, exactly.
Oh, nice. There we go.
Really nice fish. For that part of the state, Charlotte Harbor, Pine Island Sound, Captiva, Fort Myers, that area is really, really well known for some really, really big snook, especially on these kind of barrier islands that edge right there on the Gulf of Mexico. And Ozzy has put me on many, many 40-inch fish. So every time I go down there and I fish with him, it's never a surprise to me that we at least hook some really, really big snook. He's an incredible snook fisherman. He's been chasing them since he was a little kid, and it's a great fish. One of our premier game fish here in West Central Florida.
No, 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 no. That's a snook.
A couple of them followed it right off that shoreline too.
Just a couple snook did?
Yep. A lot of fish on that edge. That's the way my day is going so far. Is Ozzy's fish is 30 inches. Mine is 17.
Well, they say size doesn't matter, Mike.
Yeah, said no one ever. One of my favorite things to do is obviously go fishing. But when you can fish with a good friend, give one another a hard time a little bit, it just doesn't get any better.
Real Animals is brought to you by South Seas Island Resort, Spider Wire, nothing gets away, Bull Bay Rods combined with Fuji Guides for a difference that you can feel, Strike First Lures, outfish everybody.
You know, redfish are near and dear to my heart. My whole entire fishing career really started by fishing the redfish tournament trails. I did it before I was even a captain, before I was even guiding. Just kind of that competitive edge in me wanting to get out there and compete. So redfish always have a really special place in my heart. Doesn't matter where I'm at, whether I'm in Louisiana, Texas, the Carolinas, Florida. If we're catching redfish, I'm usually pretty happy.
There you go. There you go, redfish?
Feels like it.
Yeah, redfish, Mike.
Feels like it.
Nice
Could be on
redfish,
the
Mike.
board, huh?
Nice
Glad I
redfish.
retied
Yeah.
after a couple of jacks. Want to make sure you retie.
I'm going over you, see if one's following him. It's a good lesson. If your buddy hooks a redfish, a lot of times other redfish will follow it.
That's a red dog.
You should always watch that fish. You can pick up a lot of redfish that way. We used to do the cup or people, do that. Our partner would hook a redfish. You always had one
Right back
ready
in,
and
yeah.
wait to throw right behind him.
We're catching redfish on pilchards.
I know. We're normally using shrimp and
Yeah. Cut bait, and it's just been so warm here this winter.
oh no, Mike! Come on, come on. Snook,
Oh, hey.
your hook broke. And mine just lost mine. That's what happened? You broke your hook?
Here it is.
Wow.
You know, Ozzy Fisher and I go back probably 10 or 15 years now. One of the very first years I did TV, Ozzy had us down to Capt to film a snook show on the beach. And him and I become really good friends, and it makes it so much fun to come down here and film with him because I know how good he is. I get real excited to see him. He's got a great family, and it's just always good to get caught up with really good people like that and get to spend some time on the water.
That's a snook.
I saw him eat it.
Tell the way that was a snook.
Yeah, I saw him eat it. Oh, let me get out of your way, bud. I saw him roll up on it.
Yeah, I
I
felt
didn't know if he was chasing yours or
No.
mine.
Another
Another nice snook, yeah.
nice snook.
Yeah, go figure. Mine are 14, 15 inches long. You know when you're with your buddy and he's putting it on you and you get this angle right here? Let me show you this fishing move we use. You can just push him right in. The only drawback to that is it's hard to get invited back then.
Yeah. Mike kicked my butt so bad last time when we filmed. I didn't say much, I'm like, I'm coming back with a
It's
vengeance.
coming, yeah. It's another nice fish.
Yeah, a real nice snook.
Yeah. Want some help?
I got him. He's hooked right in the corner.
Oh boy, Oz.
There we go. Nice snook.
Good fish, kid.
27 incher. Nice.
I watched that one eat it. That was a cool eat.
Yep. Good feed.
Yeah, that was a cool
Classic
eat.
bite.
That was a cool eat right there.
Here we go.
Nice job, Oz, man. You know, Ozzy puts us on this shoreline. He finds the clean water and had some big snook on, some redfish, and we're catching fish after fish after fish. And that's when the the dolphin roll in and kind of screw up our spot, which happens sometimes here on the west coast of Florida. So we decided to change gears, see if we can go catch a few fish on artificial, and just kind of move on our day. So Ozzy puts us on this really, really beautiful sandbar edge. It's got some grass and some potholes, you know, your prototypical picturesque painting spot in west central Florida. You know, birds kind of waiting, the tide's not too high yet. It's just the perfect way to spend a day throwing artificials, working edges of these potholes, working the edges of this bar. Just typical west central Florida at its best. That one's a trout. Little golden bream, strike first. Paddle tail, go figure. Swimming at me doing 100.
Well, Mike's consistent with the size today.
Hey,
Sorry, I couldn't resist.
you gotta
Mike.
pick up my fish, dog.
Just don't kick me in the water.
You're tempting me. That fish doesn't know he's little, Ozzy.
I know. Not a bad trout, 15 inches.
Not terrible.
Be a keeper.
Would have been a keeper if we were keeping them,
Yeah.
but we're not.
Real Animals is brought to you by Deeper. Discover water with your smartphone. Plantation on Crystal River. Pro Marine. Quality marine engine parts overnight. Gator Gems Tackle. Not just another tackle store. Closed captioning provided by Gator Ford. The South Seas Island Resort on Captiva Island is a 330-acre wildlife preserve which spans 2.5 miles of pristine white sand beaches. Enjoy some of Florida's best fishing, from snook and tarpon to grouper and kingfish, or play a round of golf overlooking the crystal clear waters of the Gulf of Mexico. The Real Animals Fishing Show can't recommend a better island-style getaway than the South Seas Island Resort. Real Animals Tackle Box is brought to you by CCA Florida and CCA Florida Star Tournament. Rolls Axle Trailers, built like no other.
Today's Real Animals Tackle Box on this trip, Captain Ozzy Fisher and I are using steady Real Animals Signature Series 15-pound. I was only using 10-pound Spiderwire Ultracast Invisibraid on these because that's what I like to use on the Quantum Smoke 30 PTS spinning reels. This is, again, a medium power rod, fast action, good backbone, fast action. Usually this is the rod I use predominantly for most of my artificial stuff, but we were catching these redfish out in the open flats, didn't have a lot of cover, didn't have a lot of issues with having to horse these fish, keep them away from any structure. So this rod and reel combo worked out just perfect for the day. All this tackle right here, this is all you need to have a great day on the water. You know, our whole day we kind of laid it out to kind of get to this one spot, the higher tide. Ozzy was just banking on these big redfish rolling into this spot. And one of the great things about fishing with a great guy, doing your homework and finding the right guy for the location you're fishing, is that they're really good at knowing where they're supposed to be and when they're supposed to be there. And as usual, Ozzy's spot on.
Fish on.
Got a big redfish?
Yeah.
Oh boy. I told you. You're the hot hook today, kid. Yeah, I wonder what makes this such a great spot. Now that tide's going out, the way that bait and all that stuff kind of flushes
exactly
around
it.
this
You
corner.
got a big flat here, and what they do is they get in this deep water, and as this current flows out, these fish get in here to feed on them. And I mean,
it sets up perfect. If you look
Yeah.
at the way it sets up on this outgoing tide,
And
everything flushes right
and
here and it comes around the corner.
and like a
comes back
north
down.
wind is when it's good. That's a big redfish. Oh,
That redfish.
it is a mama.
Look at that bomber.
Let me get it.
No, I got him.
There you go.
Might as well touch one. God, look at the size of that pig there. Hey, 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 hey. Dude, that's a monster redfish, dude. Look at that bad boy right there. That is how you roll it up.
It's about a 38-inch redfish.
Yeah, that's a monster, bro. Look at the bronze bomber. Huh?
Yeah, it's healthy too. It's kicking.
Yeah, that's what you want.
There you go.
Hey, oh boy. That is an absolute stud. You know, I had a tough day. Sometimes, you know, you just kind of, you got to step back and try to remind Ozzy that, you know, you're the host of the show. You're supposed to be catching all the fish, but when you fish with somebody as good as Ozzy Fisher, he's going to put it on you sometimes. So, you know, I was due for a big fish though, and I was just hoping it was going to happen. There he is.
There he is, Mike.
Atta boy, Oz.
Nice.
That's another one of your big friends, I think.
Yeah, big old redfish.
Big old red dog.
Well, I know your hook won't break because you're using one of mine. I'm just kidding.
No reason to be that guy, Ozzy. Yeah, another nice redfish.
The big
Back
red
here
one?
by the power poles, yeah. All right, we're good now.
Nice.
You know what? He liked the look of that Yamaha 300, boy. He wanted to make a run at the Yamadog.
You're up by the trolling motor here. Let me bring this
He's
in.
like, oh, I'm hosed. That guy fishes with Yamaha.
Let me bring this in.
Nice fish. Look at this. Another beast.
Oh, dude, it's huge.
Another beast. Look at the size of that.
Nice.
Ozzy.
Another pig.
Boom. Atta boy.
Nice.
Look at my boy.
Nice.
Just never ends, dude. And I don't care how many times you do that, it doesn't get old.
Never gets
It
old.
doesn't get old, bro. Look at how cool that fish is.
All right, should we let it go?
Good stuff. Yeah, let's let her go.
Right, you let it go?
You know, another spectacular day on the water. It couldn't end any better. Closing it out with a really big, beautiful redfish, fishing with one of my closest and dearest friends. It's absolutely the best way I can think of to spend a day on the water.